sunny. Anyway, talking about sunshine, we welcome on a ray of sunshine to the studio. See the way I would link that in there. Jordan O'Keefe, you're very welcome, my friend.
That's the first time I've ever been referred to as a ray of sunshine.
There you are, you see. It's all happening. Come here, how are you keeping?
I'm keeping well, keeping absolutely fantastic. I'm grateful to be here.
No, we're
This is
delighted
my
to
first
have you.
radio appearance in a very long time.
Is that right?
It is.
I was following you. Well, I followed your career from way back in
Yeah.
Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah.
That's what you're known for in certain places. You know,
Yes.
you've
100%.
went
Well,
from strength to strength.
It's the biggest thing I've done. Yeah, easily the biggest thing,
That was Series 7.
But is it? I don't even know.
Yes, I do me research. So, no, Series 7, and it was the final you got onto.
Got into the final. It was, back then, it's 12 years ago.
Aye,
It's a long time ago. And, whenever I think back on it, I obviously didn't appreciate what was in front of me at the time, because you get caught up in it.
What age were you then?
I was 18. Do you know what I mean? And the thing was, when you come from a place like Ireland, Northern Ireland,
Yes.
you don't get that sort of exposure. Like when I was out and played that audition,
Aye.
that was the first time I ever had a massive crowd watching me.
No way.
Exactly. And that first buzz, that crowd just pops.
Yes.
And you're going, oh my God, what's that? It's like a drug, it's adrenaline, it's just boom.
I don't know what their viewing figures are now, right? But because I don't follow it as much
Aye,
now, right? I've got a feeling maybe it's played out a bit.
Aye.
But I do remember when you were on it, and it was just totally watchable all the time.
It was at its peak around then. I think after that, Callum Scott was on it, who's now a massive star.
Aye.
Callum was on after me, I think. And even then, it was still massive. There was another guy, James Arthur, who was on it.
That's right.
Another great artist. Not James Arthur, sorry. It's not James Arthur. It's James Smith, sorry, is his name. And he's another unbelievable artist. If you
What
don't
do you
know
call
him.
that orphan? Was there James Arthur too?
James Arthur, but he was on X Factor.
X
I think
Factor, sorry.
He was a wee bit before me. But, them shows back then were massive, huge. And I got it at the right time. I was lucky. And see, even then, there would have been about 15 million people a week watching that show. I remember whenever I went on, I had my phone lying on the table. And Twitter was a big thing back then. It's now called X, but Twitter was the main thing. Instagram wasn't really a thing.
No.
Or, Facebook was sort of...
TikTok wasn't even there.
TikTok wasn't even a thing. Wasn't even a thought, probably. And on Twitter, my phone was just... I went from like 1,200 followers to 120,000 overnight. Just boom, boom, boom. And the phone was going... I had to turn the phone off. It was mad. I'll tell you a funny story, actually. I went out that night. We all went to a nightclub called Sugar. Do you ever remember it? No? In Derry, London, no?
I do remember it. Aye.
So out that night, and it's obviously gone to my head a bit. I'm thinking I'm the man, and got this new blazer and all, and I'm out with my friends thinking I'm great. And everyone's going, you're a man for the TV. And I could see this girl across the way looking at me, very good looking girl, and I was thinking, maybe I could be on here. And I went, she came over to me and she says, were you your man that was on the TV tonight?
Aye.
And I went, she goes, you were awful.
Welcome back to Derry.
Straight back down to earth, you know what I mean?
But you get that, you know what I mean?
And do you know what? It was what I probably needed.
But at 18, Jordan, in fairness, looking back at it now, it's very, very young.
It's very, very young.
I know there's 12-year-old singers and there's 15, and they do all that, but, the support, there's a responsibility on these TV programs to support the person,
Yes.
How did you find that?
I'll be honest with you, I found the support here amazing.
The support, from
the show.
From the show.
Brutal.
Brutal.
Now I think it's a lot better. I think they have to do it a lot better now.
Aye.
Whenever I was on it, whenever we finished, that was it. A funny story, I was actually getting sort of groomed by Simon Cowell's right-hand man. His name was Tim Byrne. Tim Byrne had took One Direction and made them what they were. He was the one that took them around the world and did everything with them. He was their manager at the start. And Tim was with me everywhere. If I went to rehearsals, he was there. He was taking me for lunch. He was contacting me every day. He was on my back. And on the final night, he told my mum and dad, we're going to look after Jordan. We're going to take care of him and blah, blah. So we were thinking, this is great. Brilliant. I came home. I sat in my house. I had a flat then. I bought my first house at 18. I moved out. It was a wee flat, and I was in that house for 2 days playing FIFA on the PlayStation. Curtains closed, not a beep from anybody. And I never heard from him until about maybe 5 years later when he wanted me to join a boy band. But then by that stage, I think I put on too much weight and got about too old for what he was looking for. But it just goes to show, all the promises.
You're just a number, really.
You're just a number every year. And that's the thing I didn't understand. I thought, this is it.
But how would you? You know,
100%.
You know, like
You're not
I
prep-
picture myself. I was in that position. I was, this is fantastic.
Aye.
Here,
And you were
you know.
getting, you were getting. I was going out and people were buying me lunch. I was getting free clothes delivered to the house every day. You start to believe you're a superstar, and this is the thing that I've learned over the years is there's two Jordan O'Keefes in this world. One of them's the real person, and one of them's a musician, and you have to separate them two because if you merge the two of them together, you become the superstar,
But
and you're not.
that's life experience taught you that.
100%.
You know,
100%.
that's
Where I am now with my head, it's a lot better.
I will have apology, you see, on Instagram, and I'm very interested in your story because it's a great story. It's a great story for young people to come along
Yes.
and follow and see the pitfalls of it.
Yeah.
It's a success, of course it is. But you're here to sing as well.
Yes,
Are you releasing new music?
I am. I've started releasing some covers,
Yeah.
but I want to play 2 originals tonight.
Oh, brilliant!
And then I think we might get a wee Liverpool song maybe.
Oh, yeah, you're
for
one of them
for all
too.
Liverpool fans.
Oh,
I'm a
sure,
huge
aye.
Liverpool fan. Celebrated yesterday.
I don't follow soccer. I just don't follow soccer, right? But this day last week, I was over in England with my daughters and me and my wife were over, and we drove back up again. So we had to stop in Anfield, you know.
Aye.
And all my grandchildren, Liverpool, right? And we're in the shop and I got a pile of clothes and stuff, and they had a ball yesterday with all this new gear and everything. So fair play to them.
The stadium's some job, isn't it?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
From what it's became now over
Apparently
the last couple of years.
they're knocking that shop down, and making it bigger again.
Aye.
So-
They're doing a lot of development over there. It's unbelievable. I hadn't never done a tour, and I went the last time with my wife. Unbelievable.
Our Sean's what 45 now, and we went over on his weigh-in, right?
Uh-huh.
And we pulled up at Anfield. You know, what do you call it? Map thing in the car. You had a map, and you had
Google
to
Maps, aye.
So we pulled up at Anfield, and it was closed, right?
No way.
This is true, right? And he was all disappointed. But if you went over to the corner there, and you could look, and you could just see the corner at it and what my shoulders. Look, there's the pitch.
Aye.
Look at that. And I looked to my left, and there's a skip, and it's full of grass. And I said, "That grass is my pitch."
Aye.
And we took it back.
Aye, you done right.
And we took it back to Stepan, and we sprinkled it all over the garden. And you see, we left that house. See there,
That's Anfield grass there.
So it didn't cost us anything. You
Aye,
know.
very good.
Anyway, first tune. Go
Yes,
ahead.
right. I'm going to explain a bit about
Of
it. So,
course.
if anybody doesn't know, I'm an addict in recovery.
Yes.
I drank most of my life. Well, majority of my life. And I got sober 20 months ago. And when I got sober, you know, obviously these things are pouring out of me. So I wrote this song called 3 Hearts, and it's about how my wife stuck by me through the rough times and looked after our 3 children while I was finding who I was, you know. So
Good man.
this is called 3 Hearts. I hope you enjoy it.
Brilliant.
Pint glasses filled with devil's juice. Smoke fills the air, the lips are loose. The walls have heard it all before. Confessions spill behind closed doors. This couch is a grave for a dozen dreams. Glass on the table, wine lines drawn in between. I talk too much and no one heard. They just waited to throw in their unrehearsed words. While I was lost in a hush with no light, she held the flame through every night. 3 hearts beating in her eyes. Some of your love still knew my name. When I was just a ghost, she loved me the same. 3 hearts beating in her eyes. And I could never quite understand that love could wait for me like she can. Still hear the noise from the nights I miss. The ones who stayed for the crash, not the fix. They cheered when I drowned, vanished when I swam. Love me more when I gave less than I have. But I hold the line when the shadows call. I don't pick up when the past stands tall. 'Cause love that stays is love that saves. Not the kind that danced through my darkest days. While I was lost in a house with no light, she held the flame through every night. 3 hearts beating in her hands. Some of your love still knew my name. When I was just a ghost, she loved me the same. 3 hearts beating in her hands. And I could never quite understand that love could wait for me. I've seen what breaks and what forgives. I've learned what dies and what still lives. And in the quiet, she never ran. She stayed with open eyes. While I was lost in a house with no light, she held the flame through every night. 3 hearts beating in her hands. Some of your love still knew my name. When I was just a ghost, she loved me the same. 3 hearts beating in her heart. And I could never quite understand that love could wait for me like she can.
Wow.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Do you like that?
Oh my God. How long since you wrote that?
Oh, a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
Aye. It just
That's from the heart there, I'll tell you.
100%. And I used to think I had a drink and, do other things to get that out of me.
Yeah.
Whereas whenever I got sober, it just comes a lot quicker.
What sparked it for you?
What, writing that song?
Stopping.
Stop. I got my jaw broke. This is a mad story if I have time to tell it. I was going to play a wedding in Edinburgh on the Friday and I was travelling on the Thursday. So my dad was going with me. So he was driving over. I says, I'll go down to the bar for a couple of pints. And I ended up getting, to be honest, it was ridiculous. It should never have happened, but I'm glad it did. A friend of mine, an ex-friend, he'd been drinking all day and I was carrying on with him, but I think he took it the wrong way and would you say, a dirty Joe me, broke my jaw. And that's what happened. I had to then travel to Edinburgh the next day. My face was out to here. My dad says, what's wrong with you? I says, I got an abscess, I think. But what I thought had happened was I thought he had knocked my wisdom tooth just out of place because it was completely gone. It was like it was completely out of joint. Travelled on the Thursday, sang at the wedding on the Friday.
With a broken jaw.
With a broken jaw. I was thinking like Mike Tyson. When the night had come, I was, I was on painkillers ridiculously.
A new style, eh?
And I went back. Every time I put ice on it, it just kept coming back. And I phoned the doctor and I says, I've been on paracetamol and ibuprofen for nearly 2 days. It'll be 2 days now. And she says, you need to go to the doctor. So I went to them and they booked me into the dentist on the Saturday morning. I went into the dentist and they x-rayed my jaw. And they says, no, you have a broken jaw. It's not. And I just remember crying my eyes out thinking, my dad's going to go mad. And it was the fear of what am I? And then the thing is, when I got my jaw, and I was on the Saturday, got me operated on the Saturday at 3 o'clock, and I was out on the Sunday and home on the boat.
No way.
I stayed in my mum and dad's house for nearly 2 months because I didn't want the kids to see me the way I was. And that time, every night I went to bed 2 o'clock in the morning, every single night at that time, or 10 or 15 minutes in between, or give and take, I'd wake up in the bed, I'd be covered in sweat. The withdrawals, that's what it was. And I had to get up, get a shower, and lie at the other side of the bed. And my mum was changing the bed sheets every day nearly. And over them couple of weeks, she just started to go, what the hell, what am I at with my life? What am I doing here? It was...
it must have been causing the problem then, obviously.
It got to the stage where I was going home. I would have went to the bar on a Wednesday. I'd have been drinking 4 or 5 nights a week, sometimes 7 if there had been stuff on. I'd have drank as much as I was allowed.
Does this coincide with your gigging? Were you gigging?
Oh,
or-
aye. So I
aye.
probably would. Years ago, it was worse. Sometimes I go out on a Friday and I would have cancelled my gigs on a Saturday and a Sunday just to drink all weekend. But I sort of got better. But the problem was it was during the week, and I'd have went to the bar on my own. My local bar wasn't buzzing on a Wednesday, but I'd have sat on my own until somebody else came on, or hoping somebody else had came on. And I had 3 pints of my own. Then I went on the doubles, and then I got a bottle, a 70cl bottle. Went back to the house. And then there was other things involved in that, and I had to sat at 8, 9 in the morning drinking on my own. And I had to finish that bottle.
And your family stood with you?
Family stood with me. Everyone stood with me. And I don't know how anybody put up with it. And like I was 17 stone. It was massive.
You weren't, were you?
I was eating takeaways. Like it was a vicious cycle, and I was so depressed, but I didn't know what to do. And the thing was, I was scared to give up alcohol because that was the only thing that made me happy. But when you get over that period of right, I need to change here, and you have changed, you start to feel better. You start to go, nah. And then the goals, I started getting goals again. I want to do music. I want to do more in my life. I'm doing stuff on TikTok. I'm actually on live here now.
I know, but I've watched you on TikTok.
Aye.
And I'm going to say it to your face, you're inspirational.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
You really,
that.
really are. And when I like my age following TikTok, I enjoy it. I just follow for a laugh because there's some ages on it, like, and it's hilarious, like, right? But I follow yours, and you're not afraid to speak and tell your story.
Well, the one thing is,
And it's I know by watching it and listening to you, it's from the heart. And I think I think it's positive. You're sending out positivity to other young people because you were at a level of stardom.
Yeah.
And then say drink kicked in. That could have went pear-shaped big time for you.
well, if I the other thing too is, I think this is my time now
Yes.
because I'm so level-headed. Don't get me wrong, I don't know
No.
everything,
No.
but I've had a lot of experience here. But see if I had went to the heights of One Direction or anybody like that when I was younger,
The car crash.
I wouldn't be here to tell a story. I didn't listen to anybody. Nobody was right. I was always right. Everybody else was wrong. Whereas now, I still believe sometimes I'm right. But if you were to tell me, hey, don't
That's
do that,
different, but,
don't do that, do it this way, I would think about it more and go, right, you know what? And, it's the same with TikTok. I was doing things before thinking I was right, but then when you look at other people, when you learn from what they're doing,
yeah,
that's why it's progressed so quickly and so well.
yeah.
And it's a new lease of life for me. And as you say, helping others. But I had to be me because I couldn't come on and say, I'm a great fella, I've never done anything wrong in my life.
Yes.
Because people will know that's not true.
Did you see when you were drinking and you were flat out like that, did it cross your mind that
That I'll stop.
that you need to stop?
Oh, I always says, when I was drinking with people, I'd say, I'm not going to drink in my 30s. Now, I stopped drinking when I was 29, just coming into my 30s. But I always knew my 30s, that would be enough. I always knew that I wanted to achieve something with music, but I
Yeah.
could never do it
Yeah.
being the way I was. It just would never work.
Yeah.
So now's the time, and
It is. And
we're getting there.
do you see that song? Have you done anything with that song? Have you put that song
No.
out there?
That song, well, actually, I've recorded it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I just put a video up tonight on TikTok.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've people who are helping me, management side of things, and saying do this and do that. Now I've not signed it with anybody or done anything
No.
like that, but I'm just getting someone who's actually quite high up in the business, and he's from down Dublin, and he's just giving me pointers and seeing how this thing goes. But every video has to get some sort of interaction.
Yes.
Because if it doesn't do well, then they go, well, there's no point in releasing it, Jordan, if people's not going to. And I'm just trying to encourage people. Like, they don't understand the difference of just liking a video, commenting a favourite.
Yeah.
That puts it out to more people. If more people then hear it,
Okay.
then it gets bigger and bigger. And then
Yes.
you go, right, well, let's release this song and do something special with it. Whereas
Yes.
if nobody interacts with it, it's,
Isn't it funny compared to, like years ago, you had to, say back in the day, years ago, you had to release a record
yes.
and then you had to release a CD. And
Yep.
now it's kind of gone away from that. Video now is very important. And obviously this Instagram and TikTok stuff is massively.
Instagram and TikTok can change your life. And what happens now is, they don't say they release an album unless you're a huge star, mainly because you want to drip feed the music out. So say you have 12 songs,
Yeah.
release one once a month for
Yep.
12 months for the year and see how that goes.
We find a lot of people doing that now at the moment,
that's what everyone does.
and it's keeping them relevant, as
Aye.
they say,
And as you say about video, when you're in the house having a glass of wine on a Saturday night, what do? You go on YouTube and you stick on the music through that.
You do.
And that's why music videos are a big thing.
Yeah. Have you music up on Spotify?
I do. A lot of older music now. I released music last year. Again, getting sober, I'm only refining myself. A lot of people said to me recently, "Oh, you're singing in your own accent now. What's that about?" And I think for so long I've been trying to be somebody else for so long. I wanted to be One Direction, Ed Sheeran, James Morrison.
And why not? Because you were in that, you were in a position, you know, of you were. I'm not saying being led along, but you were in that group of people that were on the track to One
100%.
Direction
Well,
and stuff like that. You know.
I sang with Ed Sheeran. I got to know Ed Sheeran.
Aye.
You know, that was a huge thing. I adored Ed Sheeran when I was younger. Not to say I still don't, but what I'm trying to say is, over them years, I've learnt wee things from everybody. But now it's just time to just be myself, see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know, like before I was thinking that's going to an American country route, and it was like, what's going to work? Whereas I stuck up a video of me singing Caledonia, and I didn't even realise what I was doing. I sang it in my own accent, and I threw up a hook saying, even though this song is Scottish, it almost feels Irish, and it went mental. And I went, you know what, this could be the next song here.
Yeah. We're going to take a quick break. Jeff, you've just joined us. Jordan O'Keefe is in studio, and it's for a young fella, it's actually a booking this evening. Back after this break, don't go away.
Do you need a little extra help staying in your home? At Bluebird Care, we offer a wide variety of QMark approved personalised home care services across Donegal. And our fully trained and committed staff will always meet your care needs with kindness, compassion and dignity. To get your personal home care assessment plan, visit bluebirdcare.ie or call our care team today on 07491 29562 and bring care home.
Here at Braden's House to Home Interiors, Moville and Bridgend, we stock recliner and fabric suites, dining tables and chairs, beds and mattresses, curtains and rugs, and don't forget our large flooring department stocking carpet, vinyl and laminate flooring. We can't be beaten on price or quality and give a weekly delivery service to Donegal, Derry and Strabane not to be matched. So call in today to Braden's House to Home Interiors, Moville or Bridgend for all your home furnishing needs.
They were. Welcome back. Jordan O'Keefe in studio. Jordan, the next track you're going to do for us.
Yes, so this is quite an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's called The Town. It's about, you know, you can take the man out of the town, but you can't take a town out of the man.
Oh, yes, indeed.
And so I'm just going to get the lyrics up in case I mess this up here.
Just take your time. How long is since you wrote this one?
I wrote this maybe at the end of last year. I think, or maybe the start of this year. I can't remember. It was just something I was just sitting one day thinking about, like, you know, how many people leave here and they never truly leave. You know what I mean? It's always in them. You know. So this is called The Town, and I hope you enjoy. Maybe is that a water?
Take a wee.
Can I get a wee drink of water if that's okay?
We'll get a wee bit of.
Right, here we go.
Brilliant.
Back in the old hometown, it feels the same, it's strange. That corner shop still selling cheap cigarettes, but the price ain't the same. An old man Marshall keeping his watch on the street. Move along now, boys, unless you're buying something off of me. There's a jar full of lemon drops on the right beside the door. Brings back those feelings I haven't felt since I left in '04. That he has a daughter, her name is Kathleen. She could light up a dance floor, man, she was the dancing queen. I could never talk to her, she was well out of my league. Hadn't thought much about her till we spoke last week. You can leave this place, chase your dreams afar, but the roots remain no matter where you are. The streets, the faces, the stories we hold in the heart of a wonder, they'll never grow. The small towns of my blood, it's plain to see. You can take the man out of here, but not the town out of me. Years are flowing by, yet some memories remain. Glass pitch we once played, I remember it like yesterday. I met Kathleen on this late afternoon, talking over the breeze of the sea. For a moment I felt truly free. The old bridge, well, we carved our names on that day. We swore we never change, but life's a different game. We thought we lived forever this way. Oh, friends, scattered like whispers in the wind. Some too far gone, some we'll never see again. But they live inside of us every now and then. You can leave this place, chase your dreams afire, but the roots remain no matter where you are. The streets are faces, the stories we hold, in the heart of a wonder, they'll never go. The small towns of my blood, it's plain to see. You can take the man out of here, but not the town out of me. Ooh. You can leave this place, chase your dreams afire, but the roots remain no matter where you are. The streets are faces, the stories we hold, in the heart of a wonder, they'll never grow. The small towns of my blood, it's plain to see. You could take the man out of here, but not the town out of me.
Yes. Whoa. Top class.
You like that?
Top class. You know, your delivery of songs now has to be different to what you were delivering
100%.
for
More
Britain's
mature.
Got Talent. More mature. You're finding your own sound, I think. And as you say, you know, you're talking to people in Dublin, whatever. I hope that works out well, because if anybody has any, you know, connection with music, they would snap you up right away, because you're unique. Your voice is unique now. It's
Appreciate that.
matured, and
Yeah.
it's. You see, sometimes I find them Britain's Got Talent shows, they're brilliant for getting you out there and doing. You know, people achieve their dreams and stuff like that. But you know, I read where you know, you were told what to dress, you were told what to wear, you were told the song you're singing. You know,
See, in the final night, and that's the thing too about them shows. That guy Tim Byrne I was talking about earlier, he was telling me wear whatever you want, but the show was telling me, no, you need to wear this, you need to wear that, and I think, you know, I don't know, maybe they were testing me in them moments, because I was fighting back and I was like, I'll wear what I want. You know, the song choices, I sat in the final night. You know, I went back to Ed Sheeran after I sang in the final, and he said to me, didn't like it, and I was like, I didn't like it either, but that's what they chose for me to sing, and I played them many. I could do a good version of With or Without You by U2, probably the best song I could sing in karaoke when I was in Spain and stuff. Did that song? Nah. You know, I think they wanted a song that was probably all right, but not, you know, going to blow out of the water. I don't know, maybe that's
it could
the
be a
case.
bigger picture in their head, you know.
100%.
I remember Janet Devlin being on it one time, and she's an amazing singer, and in her own right now equally as well. But they put her on, and she, you know, the first couple of weeks she knocked them away. It was brilliant. And then they give her a song, and you're going, that just doesn't sound like
And how
her
do
song.
you know, especially on a show like that, they'd be doing rehearsals.
I don't think it's fair in the artist, you
No,
know.
you know, but they're doing rehearsals, and you know, surely whenever they're doing the song, they go, "Look, that's not the song for you," you know. But it goes to show. I think obviously, you know, they know what's happening and whatnot. But
Aye, that's a different game. Come here. What would your advice be to someone that's listening, thinking of
A
applying
young
for-
musician,
Yeah.
paddle your own canoe. Just try everything you can. You know, I think them shows and then as they say, one hit wonders. They can, you know, if you know what you're doing and you get the right person behind you, it can really do well. But if you're not the finished product, the finished article, you know, online is a great way of doing it, and it's a great way to find yourself.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is too, you know, I've made so many mistakes over the years, and probably made so many mistakes in front of a lot more people than I probably would like to have done.
Yeah.
You know, probably people have watched me over the years going, well, why is he doing that now? Why is he doing this now? You know, it's finding who you are as an artist and what works. And that's what you need to do. Find what works. As you said to me there now, it's a bit more refined. It's a bit more, you know, niche because
Yeah.
it's different.
Are you confident where you are at the minute vocally?
Yes, 100%. More than I've ever been.
Good, good. It comes across. And then your songwriting, how often do you get an opportunity to write?
I wouldn't write every day. You know, I know a lot
No.
of people do.
No.
I feel when something comes to me, you know,
Yeah.
I'm the way I look at songwriting. There's a lot of people are different. I look
Everybody's different, yeah.
at it as 100%.
Yeah.
I look at it as that's tell a story. I want to be a storyteller when I'm
Yeah.
writing songs, and you
Yeah.
can see that with the two songs I played.
Yeah.
So I'll envision the big picture. Where are we starting and where are we going to? How do I draw emotion into someone to go, oh my God, that's, you know, and that's what I want to do as a musician. I'm not the singer that's going to create pop hits that you're going to be bopping along to in the car.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, yes, but for now it's about creating a story to make you picture what's going on and going, jeepers, that really hit me there.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at now.
Well, them two songs did. You know,
Yes.
I'm not saying it because you're here, but they did hit me because there's emotion on them,
Yeah.
or there's a story in them, as you
Aye,
say.
aye.
I'm fascinated by songwriters. I
Yeah.
can write myself, like, but I'd be fascinated because every songwriter has a different way of
Yep.
doing it, and I love that, you know, and I love hearing their stories. But are you gigging? Are you gigging as a musician, or what way does it work for you now?
I cut back on the bar gigs.
Aye,
I felt they were just killed. Like I did one there last night, and I was exhausted all day.
Aye,
Because the thing is, you finish late at night, I'm still hungry,
yeah.
you know, and then I eat something late at night. And what's open at McDonald's or whatever? And I had a McDonald's at 10:30 last night. You know what I mean? And then you're lying this morning, you're going, oh my God,
I know.
you feel like you're hungover. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And so, you know, I cut them out, and also to spend more time with my children. I needed that, but I do private parties. I'm doing weddings at the minute, but I'm
Right.
hoping, you know, down the line we can get some gigs happening, the original gigs, and maybe get out supporting people and touring and stuff like that. So
Well, you obviously need someone there to push that for you, that angle. Like I know it's there's a lot of it luck, but you have the natural ability there, and I think you vocally now you are at the perfect place.
Thank
know,
you.
And
The other way I see it too is, you know, as you say, like managers can come and go and people can look at you, but
yeah.
if you keep consistent with what you're doing and you believe in yourself,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I believe, like right now, what I'm doing, it doesn't matter if somebody goes, well, you know what, it's not for me. Well, that's grand, all the
Dead
best, either. But I still know where I'm going.
Yeah.
You know, whereas before when I was drinking, I never had that thought. I never felt I was in control. Whereas now I feel I'm on
Were you
control.
gigging? Were you gigging more in bars then when you were
When I was
drinking?
drunk, gee,
Aye,
the gigging was my pocket money for beer.
Aye, I know.
You know, and the lifestyle suited me. Whereas when I stopped drinking, it didn't suit me any longer. I didn't like late nights. I don't like late nights anymore. I like to get to my bed early and get up early.
Do you feel you're a lucky man now?
I feel like I've won the lottery, man.
Aye,
You know what I mean? I don't get me wrong. There's a lot of things that
Oh,
I
of
can
course,
improve
aye,
every day, but
I'm not saying that.
but I'm
for
enjoying
one.
the journey now. Whereas
Good.
before, I always wanted to get to the destination as quick as I could.
Isn't TikTok and Instagram a good outlet now?
Oh, me and my wife's relationships got so much better because
Aye.
of TikTok.
Because
Because
you share the stories. I'm following the
100%.
story.
And you
I
know
feel
what?
it as if I know your wife.
Aye.
You know
But,
what I mean?
and you know the thing is, it's almost like therapy at times. Because
Aye,
the other thing, we're going around and reviewing food places, right? And now people are actually contacting us to come and do it. And at the start, it was a bit of crack. We were just doing it with our son just to go out for a bit of crack. No, to spend time together as a family. And sure, we'll video it. But you find that you want to do more things and go, right, let's get out and do more
Aye,
things.
aye.
Whereas before, you would probably just lie on the sofa, sitting
Yeah.
scrolling, watching people do what you want to be doing.
Your man's doing the same. Owen Quigg's doing a lot of
Aye, I
stuff
seen
like
Owen.
that
Aye,
too,
Owen's
eh?
brilliant too as well.
Aye.
Owen was the one that started the whole thing for talent shows, you know,
Aye, he
where we're
did way
from,
back.
and he's flying like.
Well, you're flying the flag well for this part of the country,
that's
and fair play to you. Listen, I've enjoyed your company. We could have spent the 2 hours here chatting to you, and I had an idea. You know, before we invited you up, I had an idea, and that's the kind of person you'd be. You know, you didn't disappoint, and
thank
as I
you.
say, you've a great story. You deserve a lot of credit. Your family deserve a lot of praise as well for the support, and I've no doubt you more than anybody acknowledges that and appreciates that, and continued success. I think things is going to happen big time for you.
Thank you very
know.
much. I appreciate that.
The final song for us.
Yes. Can we take a wee break if that's
Oh,
okay?
yes, you did say that
I'm
to me.
going to
Beg your pardon.
retune the
Hang
guitar.
on,
and we'll-
guitar. Last song from Jordan O'Keefe after this break. Don't go away.
Do you suffer from high cholesterol, menopause symptoms, digestive issues, anxiety, aches and pains, or a lack of energy? The highly trained team at The Natural Way Letterkenny can provide advice on natural remedies for a number of individual health issues. The Natural Way also has its own brand of herbal treatments to help fight fatigue, relieve digestive discomfort, maintain a healthy immune system, and alleviate common menopause symptoms. The Natural Way at Letterkenny Shopping Centre, your one-stop health shop.
Luxury is not merely seen or heard or even touched. True luxury is experienced. It lies in the minute details that elevate the ordinary into the extraordinary. It's quiet spoken, but leaves a lasting impression. You know it when you feel it. Luxury begins with L. Lexus. Experience amazing. Discover the all-electrified range at Lexus Letterkenny.
For expert advice to help you feel well and stay well, call to our friendly team at Brennan's Pharmacy Letterkenny. Choose from quality nutritional ranges like NutriBurst, Dr. Claire and Together Health. Easy free parking across from Costa at the New Dunn stores. We want to help you live well and stay well at Brennan's Pharmacy Letterkenny. We're here for you.
T-Shirt Express is on the move, and that means massive savings for you. It's the relocation sale of the year. Everything must go. Hoodies, sweatshirts, T-shirts, workwear, all slashed to rock bottom prices. T-shirts just €5 or 3 for €10. Hoodies only €10 or 2 for €15. Unbeatable deals you can't afford to miss. Call into T-Shirt Express at Riverside Retail Park, Letterkenny. Sale starts Wednesday, April 23rd. Be there before it's all gone.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back. Our Monday night sessions, of course. And don't forget, coming up, we have our good friend Anne, but he'll be joining us very shortly with a brand new song. We're really looking forward to that. And Megan Lucas. So stay tuned to Highland Radio. And Jordan, Maria Doherty McGinty said, "You made me cry at the lip sync show in Letterkenny with the Three Hearts song. It was amazing."
Yes. I did in the Mount Ariel Hotel. There was a show on, a fundraiser. And I got asked to come along and sing at it. And they knew lead for the guitar, so I just walked in the middle of the room and just sang. But sang Caledonia first, and then I finished with Three Hearts. And the thing was, I forgot the lyrics because I got that emotional myself.
Well, that's good.
No, it was amazing.
The passion of a good song.
That's
Jordan, that's a great version you do of Caledonia. So yeah,
There you go. Thank you very much.
Right, Jordan, this final track that we have.
Yes, big track here. Big one yesterday.
Oh, yes, yes.
So here we go.
Oh, don't point me saying.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver sound of the lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never
You've kept the big guns to the last. That's amazing. There's some version of that song.
Well, funny enough, I uploaded that on TikTok yesterday, and everyone's saying get that out. So
Aye.
I'm going to release it for
But why not?
the last game. I'm going over the last game of the season, so I'm going
Oh,
to
are you?
release it for then. And this is the thing, and just enjoy it. You know what I mean? Who's
Aye.
to say I can't release it and do it? Just
Exactly. Who's
just
to say?
enjoy it for the crack, and
Aye.
people listen to it. They do. If they don't, hey, sure.
And where can people hear you next? You know, what way you fixed now? Or
Do you know what? I don't even know. And I'm pretty sure if a song comes up, they'll find out. But
yeah.
the goal is just that I want to get out playing original gigs and maybe get on a tour, support someone, get more original music out there, get that sound that I'm crafting at the minute and get it out.
Are you one of these songwriters that has a back catalogue of songs sitting there?
Oh,
Have
I have
you?
so many songs. If any of my friends are listening, because obviously when you're drinking, your friends are. And the amount of songs that I've written over the years that I have not, I know madly different genres, different sounds, same. But you could always take a song and make it sound different, you know.
Is your songwriting kind of based around your mood that you're in, or the environment, or your feelings, or?
I think when I feel something, I go, it's mad. I get this. And the only way I can describe it is like, no one Spider-Man gets a spidey tense.
Yes.
That's what it feels like. You get a wee tingle and you go, here, I have something. And I used to give off to my wife because she'd interrupt me and I'd say, just let me hear a minute.
Yes,
I've got
yes,
something
yes,
here.
yes.
So it comes to you in waves.
Good. And well, do what you're doing as regards drip feeding the songs out. I think that's a brilliant idea. And hang on, I'll pull this mic up. There we go. But I just want to thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Paul, thank you very much
absolute
for having me.
delight. And big things is definitely coming. You have a great story, and just the best of luck.
Thank you.
And lots of love going forward
Aye.
with what you're trying to achieve, and you will get there.
And I'd love to come back, definitely.
Oh, you'll be back. Don't you worry about that. Now we have your contact details.
Aye, I'll be back.
Instagram, what's your Instagram? People want to get in touch with you.
Jordan O'Keefe official on Instagram, and then Jordan Zero O'Keefe on TikTok.
Brilliant. Jordan, thank you very
Thank
much
you so
indeed.
much.
That is Jordan O'Keefe. This is Highland Radio on a Monday night. Don't forget, we're back after the news.